Hey folks, Alan Manic, the Hot Rod Hippie here. This week's video is about this project that I'm starting here, this Triumph T140 motorcycle that I'm going to be building. I have some projects I'm going to be doing and demonstrating for you folks on this build, but I wanted to get some input from you and I need some help maybe locating parts, maybe getting some ideas from you folks, what you'd like to see. So let's go ahead and check this out after a quick word from this week's sponsor. This video is sponsored by the fine folks at Sunx Tools. They have a wide range of tools to meet your need, whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a professional doing it in the shop every day. Whether it be shop equipment, air tools, hand tools, they have a wide range of tools to meet your needs. They also recently launched a new gear store with stuff to deck yourself out as well, like this I Still Play With Blocks t-shirt, this flat brim camouflage vintage style hat, and things like this gray mesh back hat with the understated Sunx logo, my personal favorite one. You can check all this stuff out at the links in the description down below. So this right here is a 1979 Triumph Bonneville T140. I believe it's T140D. I could be wrong about that. But this is a bike that I picked up years ago. I got it in bartering trade for working on a rust repair project on a Mustang, if I remember correctly. And it actually came with a chopper frame, and that was originally my intention. I was going to go ahead and chop it out and build a bobber-style chopper setup for it. And while that appealed to me at the time, I kind of grew out of the idea of it. I feel like at the end of the day, however much I do like chopper, bobber style Triumphs, they really deserve to be cafe racers. That's where their heart and soul seems to be, in my opinion. So I said I want input from you folks. Well, I do. This project right here, there's a lot of different ways I could go with it, a lot of things I could do with it. I'm largely aiming to keep it simple. I'm not looking to build a full-on show Triumph. I just want to kind of get this done so maybe I can ride it a little bit this spring yet, and probably end up turning around and selling it just to fund the continued operation of the Hot Rod Hippie channel, but that's a whole different thing down the road. I have projects I definitely see doing on this, and please continue to watch the video. I will mention a couple of what those are, but for the moment I want to go ahead and just ask you folks for input. Maybe send me links to Triumphs you've seen you like. If you're a Triumph fan, maybe throw me some information. I like these things, but I've never researched them as much as I probably should have, especially for owning two of them so far and never fully building either of them. There are parts missing from this build that I need to try and locate as well. The fuel tank is missing from it. I need an oil in-frame fuel tank for this. I need engine mounts for the 750 twin motor that goes into this, because those were chopped up years ago for when I started building the chopper portion of this project and abandoned that. So there are a few projects I see making videos about with this bike. Definitely I see myself detabbing it. Any of the tabs that are mounted on this thing that are holding like this original horn or the coil mounts or things that just won't be used in the final build are going to get shaved off of the frame. First step, I'm going to strip this frame down and I'm going to sandblast it. Luckily, at my day job at A-Class Act Auto, we have a sandblast cabinet that I can fit this thing in and blast it up to my heart's content. So I'm going to be doing that. Once it's detabbed and just cleaned up, I'm going to go ahead and clean up some of these welds. All the old bikes, all the 70s, 60s bikes, the welds on them are pretty hideous. So I'm probably going to grind into those welds a little bit, do the best that I can to clean them up, and then TIG weld over them to create a much better looking weld at the finished product. I will probably do a dedicated video about that itself. Also, I'm going to be hooping the back of the frame on this, meaning that I'm going to put a hoop on the back to go ahead and finish off the frame. The frame's actually already been cut and not by me, so it's pretty ugly, but that is going to go ahead and finish off the back end of the frame for the Cafe Racer style seat that I'm going to build for this. More than likely, building that seat will be multiple videos for the different processes and portions of building it, so that will be part of this project for you folks. Like I said, I could use input on this project. I need help from you folks to figure out what it is I'm going to do to this build, what I'm going to do with the different components of it, what you might like to see me build from it. Oh, and one more thing, I'm going to be fully wiring this build with a custom wiring harness. I have a few ideas about what I'm going to do there. There's a product I saw at SEMA that I really wanted to do a video about, but I didn't get around to, and I'm thinking I might use it on this build. It's not intended for motorcycles, but I think I can make it work to my advantage on this project. But if you know of something I should take a look at, companies I should reach out to, please feel free to let me know. Alright folks, that's going to wrap this video up. I know this is definitely probably a fairly boring video for many of you, as I'm just blowing through this process, talking about a project I'm not even working on yet. But I needed to get this out there so you folks could give me ideas what you'd like to see on this, and I need help locating parts and getting ideas for what the finished product should look like or should be. Also, the biggest thing, I had a death in the family this week. My grandmother passed away, who is near and dear to me, so that's really thrown off my production schedule for this week. So with that, I didn't have a chance to make one of my more in-depth videos. Thank you for the condolences that I have already received on the social media platforms where I posted about that. Thank you very much. It is appreciated. Go ahead and drop the video a like if you found this interesting. Let me know in the comments down below about parts you might know of, ideas you might have for the build, what you'd like to see. Please let me know. I'm interested to hear it. Go ahead and drop us a comment with that information. Subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with this build, with other videos every week. Thanks for coming around, folks.